Right. Boys. We're getting to mythic creation. So stuff, new things, new exposition on the mythic creation for Pokemon, right? I think this is actually amazing. And I really, really love this, dude. I've seen some other things about it online. I want to talk about it with you guys. These are the new things that we got. This is like an image shared on the leaks. Yeah. Oh, so image shared by Central Leaks on X, right? What we get here is in the middle we have Arceus, right? He is called Aus from here, like Alsu, right? And when they have Ia and we have Ea, which is Dialga and Palkia. So the two things that came from God himself, right? And then we have the Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, which are like the emotions, right? That's what we got them from. And then you have like the things that made the earth, right? Like so the emotions we would say are more tied to the soul, right? And to spiritual, you know? And then over here you have things tied to the physical space. So we have Groudon for land, Kyogre for ocean, and Rayquaza for the sky, right? Makes total sense. Goes completely in with what Gen 3 gives us. And then, dude, this is what I thought was insane. They picked some pseudo-legendaries, or at least what I would call pseudo-legendaries, and made it like these main Pokemon that are supposed to be linked to the prime Pokemon, right? Over here on Rayquaza's side, we have Dragonite, Gyarados, and Tyranitar, guys. This was insane to me, man. Dragonite, Gyarados, and Tyranitar are important enough that they are part of the whole Pokemon creation myth, dude. This is crazy for me. This is completely new. Because, like, I just felt like pseudo-legendaries were pseudo-legendaries. That's it, right? Gyarados isn't even pseudo-legendary, dude. You can find a Magikarp everywhere, dude. I think the implication here with Gyarados is that, like, sure, as when we're playing the video game, all we have to do is just level up a Magikarp. But I think that in-game, if we just take like lore-accurate Gyaradoses, dude, I think they're supposed to be really, really rare. And it's supposed to be like very, very, very hard for any trainer to actually get their Magikarp to evolve to a Gyarados. Because I think it has to do with the legend of the carp that went up the waterfall, right, and then became a dragon. So I think it is as hard as getting your useless Magikarp to go up the waterfall. I think this is why Gyarados was chosen here. We may think Gyarados is a common Pokemon because, like, in the games it's really easy to get one, of course, but at the same time Dragonite and Tyranitar aren't that hard either. But I think this is why they chose it. So for example, like, we got Dragonite, Gyarados, and Tyranitar here with Rayquaza. We got Latios, and Metagross with Kyogre. I don't know why Metagross, but it is Metagross. It said literally in Japanese it's written Metagorosu, right? It's Japanese name. So it is what it is. And then over here in the land, we got Groudon, and we got 3 Pokemon that people didn't really know. So in Japanese, Dabu, right? Not really Dahabu, it's just Dabu, right? San and Gordon, right? So Gordon, yeah, something like Gordon. Oh, I've seen on Twitter people say that this is kind of like a Garchomp. There's Heatran and another one that I don't really remember. But Garchomp and Heatran make sense, right? Garchomp being the pseudo-legendary for Gen 4 and shit like that. Maybe we'll get more info for this one later, right? But this doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's talk about these. So, connected to the human emotion legendaries, we have the trios and their, like, I guess, sovereign Pokemon, or whatever we're gonna call it. So we got Lugia, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres, right? Makes total sense. Pokemon the movie 2000, right? This is probably what it is. And then you got Regigigas and the Regis, right? Regirock, Regice, Registeel. Absolutely makes total sense also. And over here you got Ho-Oh, the Phoenix, Feng Shuang, right? And you got Suicune, Entei, and Raikou. So also makes total sense with the lore, with everything that goes on in Gen 2. Then kind of moving outside of the physical sphere and outside of, like, maybe meshing the emotional, you know, the spiritual sphere with the physical sphere, dude, we have here Jiraichi, we have the Deoxys, we have Celebi, we have Mew, we have 2 over here that we don't know. So in Japanese here, Basari, right, or Birthly, which is what the guy thought meant. And over here, Smaide, right? Smaide, right? So Smiley. Take her to the grain of salt, cause I fucking love this dude. Our rare Pokemon, yeah, I don't know, man. Here we see some things like we got, yeah, God of Knowledge, God of Emotion, God of Willpower, God of Time, God of Space. Yeah, so yeah, Mesprit, Azelf, and Uxie are gods, by the way. According to this, they literally use the god thing, the god kanji right here, right? Then Rayquaza, Groudon, and Kyogre also use the god kanji, right? The kami, for, of course, land, ocean, and sky. And then you got Latios, Metagross, Latias, Dragonite, Gyarados, Tyranitar, Dahabu, San, and Gordon, right? Which is supporting gods, I guess. If this is true, right? If this is an actual leak, right? 100%. These Pokemon here, Dragonite, Gyarados, Tyranitar, they are actual semi-god Pokemon. Crazy. Field day for anybody whose favorite Pokemon is one of these, man. Yeah, your favorite Pokemon is a god, dude. But also, like, god has been used in every single one of these, right? So, Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Regigigas are gods. Suicune, Entei, Raikou, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Regirock, Registeel, and Regice are also here servant gods. And then the other are mythical gods, right? So, Mew, Celebi, Deoxys, Jiraichi, Smiley, and Berthely. So, I think these ones are just Manaphy, right? Like, as far as Smiley and Berthely go. I think one of them is just Manaphy, and the other one is what? The one from Gen 5? Victini? It's probably something like that, right? We're missing those two. So let's read the creation myth. Initially, there was a vortex of chaos where everything was mixed and blurred. A large egg appeared in the center of this chaos. The egg eventually broke, giving birth to the absolute god Os. Or likely Arceus. The egg fragments transformed into giants that attacked Oz. This is insane. I already love this, dude. Listen to what we're reading. The large egg was just appeared out of nowhere in the center of chaos. Manaphy and Phione could be Manaphy and Phione. Yeah. It could be, yes. Yeah, you're 100% right. It could be Manaphy and Phione. I just really, really want Victini to be here. I am being biased. 100%. Anyway, let's continue. The egg broke and birthed Arceus. The fragments of the egg, dude, transformed into giants, sentient giants, and attacked the thing that birthed out of them, dude. Arceus defeated these giants after a fierce battle. Words fail me. I love this kind of mythological shit in origin stories, man. What the does this mean, dude? Love it. Yeah, I don't care, dude. Like, oh, Pokemon doesn't need to be convoluted. Dude, I don't care. The birth of Dialga and Palkia. Okay, so the wounded Oz, or Arceus, created two alternative selves from its left and right sides. So instead of dying, he separated himself into. One became Ea, Dialga, the god of light and time, and the other became Ea, Palkia, the god of darkness and space. So here we have light and darkness. Arceus got wounded, divided into two. The creation of life. Ea and Ea loved each other and had many children. Their frail children died due to the lack of a world to inhabit. This is insane. Their kids died in space, dude. Ea and Ea decided to create a world for their children to live in. It's like I'm reading Genesis in the Bible. It really is like I'm reading Genesis in the Bible, dude. Incest with your... Yeah, but wouldn't you say that that's like such a mythological thing to do? Right? You see that in so many creationist myths out there, right? Not exactly that, like not exactly incest with yourself, but on that level, right? Ea and Ea decided to create a world. Yeah, there you go. They created 3 children. Rei, Uxie, right? God of eyes and knowledge. Ai, Mesprit, god of heart and emotion. And Hai, Azelf, god of voice and willpower. These 3 were given the seed of life to nurture. The seed grew into a giant tree of life, which soon filled the entire world. So we had the Earth, but it probably wasn't shaped, right? This is straight out of Genesis. So the Earth wasn't shaped, right? Then Ea and Ea created 3 more children to help shape the world. Rayquaza, the god of the sky, Groudon, the god of earth, and Kyogre, the god of ocean. These 3 broke the overgrown tree of life into 3 pieces. The pieces transformed into the sky, earth, and ocean. Oh my god, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so abstract. It's literally the Bible. Rayquaza became the pillar holding the sky, Groudon shaped the land, and Kyogre from the oceans. 3 additional gods were created for each domain. Sky, Kaiyu, Kabigon, and Bangiras, which is the ones that we saw. Earth, Dabu, Sun, and Godon. And Ocean, Latios, Metagross, and Latios, right? So exactly to do with what we were reading in the chart. Population of the world. The gods filled the world with their children. Over time, these children multiplied and diversified. Eventually, they were categorized into 2 groups. This is crazy. Those resembling Ea, Dialga, were called Pokemon. And those resembling Ea, Palkia, were called humans. This blew my mind. I read this a little bit earlier. Palkia is 2-legged, guys. We're all just Palkias. We're all Pokemon. All of us. Palkia is a Pokemon, right? We're all Pokemon. This blew my mind. And like, so I wanna stop real quick here and talk to you guys about something that we saw in Gen 4. This is really cool. This is a line in a book that you read in a library in Gen 4. And I think this is amazing because the reason why I think the leaks are true, listen, man, like, of course, the guy could have just made this up. Like, anybody could have made this up out of this, right? But the reason why I think the leaks are true, or why I want to believe that the leaks are true, is because of this. So this is in Gen 4. We go to the little library. I don't remember what town it is. I really don't. Sino Folk Story 3. Shino Mukashi Banashi Sono-san. Right? Same thing here, right? 人と結婚したポケモンがいた. There once were Pokemon that married people. English localization probably felt this was a bit too much, right? So they wrote this here, like, yeah, there was for Pokemon that became very close to humans. Always the English localization having absolutely no balls, right? The literal translation is this, like, it says right here, 結婚したポケモンがいた, right? It's married people, dude. Pokemon married people. This was a thing that happened, right? At least in folk story. 昔は人もポケモンも同じだったから普通のことだった. Right? So, better here. This was a normal thing because long ago, people and Pokemon were the same. So the Machoke memes weren't wrong after all. Nope, yeah. So like, yeah, dude, like there's the Machoke memes, the Gardevoir memes, they're canon. They're ones for humans and Pokemon that are together at the same table, right? So they wanted to make this a little bit better. They didn't want to say the married thing, but the English official localization actually says this right. It was a time where there existed no differences to distinguish the two. So yeah, it is canon. The Gardevoir and the Machoke means they're canon. That was a thing that happened. This thing was in Gen 4, dude. That's what they wanted it to be. And this thing here, dude, the population of the world, Dialga and Palkia, like, Palkia actually created humans. And we came from a Pokemon, dude. We're all like semi-gods in some way in the Pokemon universe, dude. And like, it's what Bidiba said. They're like, hey, we capture gods and use them as weapons. Like, Pokemon trainers are Necrons from Warhammer 40k, dude. Like, we literally use our brother semi-gods as slaves, and we capture them to use as weapons, dude. That's what we do. We got the worst part of Palkia, dude. Palkia is the god of darkness, dude. Maybe we can blame Palkia for us being such assholes. Yeah, at least in the Pokemon universe, right? Moving on. Cosmic balance. The Pokemon world is described as slightly more inclined towards spiritual civilization compared to our reality. There's a delicate balance between the material world, represented by Dialga and Palkia, and the spiritual world, represented by Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. Yeah, so I was right in talking about the spiritual world. This balance is crucial for the world's stability. Mythological aspects. The Lake Guardians, Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, are said to have powerful abilities. Uxie can erase memories, Mesprit can drain emotions, and Azelf can render beings immobile. So maybe like like a coercion thing, right? That he can tell you what to do. 32 different myths exist, many relating to distortions in time and space and imbalances between matter and spirit. Legendary items. The Adamant Orb enhances Dialga's time-based abilities, right? Lustrous Orb enhances Palkia's space abilities. The Awakening of Osu or Arceus. Lore suggests that the absolute god Oz or Arceus will eventually awaken, and seeing the world filled with its descendants will promise a great abundance and prosperity. That's it.